G'day guys and welcome back. I think it's finally time for me to keep my word. So, welcome to the studio space. Basically what we've got is a nice white wall. That's a decent size, and in fact behind all of this is like other walls, so we can put up like a black, white, Cuban or Asian. Eventually what I want to do is put green screen up there. These are mostly photography lights because this is a shared space now, and then the rest of the room is really just kind of storage and pieces like that. So down here is all the gear that I've brought in with me today. So we've got lights and mics and all that sort of stuff, and what we're doing is basically shooting a new promo advert for one of my pieces, actually hopefully 2 videos. I'll show you the final setup and what things look like, but yeah, there you go, studio in inverted commas. It's really just a space. You say studio to people and they get all excited, but it's really just a space to shoot. This is probably the most useful thing for me because it allows me to it's a bigger space that allows me to shoot some more interesting or more professional looking stuff, so that's why it's of use to me. And the good news is the white screen's down, so I don't actually have to do that piece of manual labor today. Winner! Here's a top tip for people. When I'm shooting on my own, it's always a bit tricky to work out, both being, you know, you've got to be behind the camera and in front of the camera. So today's stand-in is this guy. This nice light. I've set it to like the top bit to be my head, and then I can hopefully like line all my stuff up, get my lighting correct, and Bruce's stand-in will hopefully cover all of that. Just got to try these things, see if they work. Usually it's a broomstick, this time it's a light. So having said that I'm not going to talk about setup, I'm actually going to talk about setup because I think this is a little bit more interesting than say my home studio, because we're starting to get lighting involved and stuff like that. So basically what we've got is a kind of like a headlight or a top light that's going to come down and go. This is Stage Bruce, go on the top of Stage Bruce, and then we've got a light that basically comes in and will light from the side. This isn't set up and isn't perfect at the moment, but you get the general idea. I like to have the light more on one side of my face than the other. There's no wrong, there's no right way of doing it, it's just the style of videos that I tend to do. So now what I'm going to do is fiddle with all of this. Okay, so we're pretty much set up. It's now a case of testing, because just because it looks good doesn't mean it necessarily does actually look good, believe it or not. Screens can have a habit of lying, so what I tend to do is record a test clip and then play it back. It means we can check sound, we can check lighting and all that sort of stuff. So it's next on the to-do list. I personally really hate this stage of a project because we just can take for a while. It's so much easier when there's one person behind the camera and another person in front of the camera. G'day guys, my name's Bruce Gadd. I'm the owner of Gingerbeard Media. Today I wanted to talk to you. So sound seems pretty good, but the picture profile looks atrocious, so we got to sort that out. It looks overexposed and all sorts of stuff. So try again. Starting to get there. This recording isn't really that good, but getting a little bit too much shadow on one side of my face, and it looks way worse on that screen. But yeah, we're starting to get there, so just got to keep tweaking. So I reckon we're about set up. Change the lighting, change the mic, put a new light here to try and light this backboard a little bit more. If there was one thing I could change about this studio, it would be acoustics. It's pretty echoey, and that's probably because there's a lot of bare walls in here, but you just have to deal with stuff. So you know, I'm always looking to change things and perfect things, but you just have to get on with it eventually. So let's do some recording. Probably didn't go too bad as a first run through, to be honest. Yeah, just gonna have a check and see what's going on, because to be honest, no matter how hard you think you've nailed things, it's never the case. Our silver package enables you to post. Believe it or not, first time through, I'm actually pretty happy with how that's going. Seem to be nailing my lines, which is a rarity. That's a whole lot of content for you to get out there and market your business with. Might give it another shot and see how we go. 15 minutes of recording later and we're done. My biggest concern is actually this camera, which seems to keep turning itself off for no apparent reason. I keep saying it's a card error. It's not a card error because this card works fine in other cameras. Anyway, one video down, one to go. Doing pretty well. Pretty happy with myself. It's 4:30 in the afternoon and I'm pretty much done. I'm going to call it a wrap there. I've hopefully managed to shoot 2 videos with a whole bunch of custom intros, which means that I can go out and target people specifically to market to them basically. As ever, thanks for watching guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy what's happening with my business and want to follow along, then please subscribe to the channel. And as ever, thanks for watching.